And then just Stevenson Valdez, man. How do you see that going?
Valdez, Southpaw orthodox.
He's orthodox. Stevenson's a southpaw.
Valdez, the one that knocked out what's the name? Burchell, no?
Yeah, that's a guy who just kept coming forward. And Stevenson told him.
I mean, Valdez seems like he's a little bit stronger now than when he was at 26. So, and I mean, Stevenson is a good boxer, you know, but no power. And I mean, if you have zero power against a dude that can crack, you're gonna run into problems regardless, you know. So I really don't know how good Valdez is.
Isn't Stevenson though kind of like Floyd once at welterweight, where okay, he's got enough to keep these guys respectful. Like okay, Stevenson's got a puncher, but only got enough.
No, don't get it confused. Don't get it confused. Floyd punches. Floyd can punch. Stevenson cannot punch at all. Stevenson, you put a piece of paper there, he can't rip it with a punch. Don't get that shit confused. I'm sorry to say, don't get that shit confused. You cannot compare the two. Floyd has real respectable power, you know?
He stopped Herring.
What?
He stopped Herring his last fight. Shakur.
But Herring also doesn't have much power to keep Shakur off, you know? Like I said, it comes down to, at the end of it, these pro fights, you know, and if Valdez not the one, but it's going to be somebody, you know, that can crack that's going to hurt him. The thing is, there's really not no 130-pounders really that can crack like that right now. I mean, like for instance, I think Tank belongs at 130, and he would kill everybody at 130, hands down. There's no questions asked. There's not even a fight close on that, you know? But
you think he beats Stevenson? Because a lot of people think Stevenson's more skilled than Tank, but not.
Yeah, because ESPN is hyping him up, and you know how they do. Oh, it is the Olympics, you know, and all this stuff. I mean, however, he's not a puncher. He has no power. So once he moves up to 35 or whatever, because he's gonna have to move up, he's gonna be in a really big problem. And he has zero power, so it's like when you have no power, you're automatically fucked in pro boxing. And it's sad, you know, you can only go so far.
Willie Pep did pretty good.
Yeah, Willie Pep was you know, that situation, that fighter is.
You're
really,
like, he would
really
bring some bullshit up like that.
That's a very unique fight, you know, because a lot of this shit, like fucking just being purely defensive, cannot win fights really in this day and age, you know. And I think there was like a lot of stuff behind Willie Pep that made it so he was able to do that stuff. But he did lose a lot of fights as well. I mean, how many fights? What was his record? I know he was like
230 and 11.
Yeah, so he lost fights, you know. But I mean, that's an outstanding record, you know.
Yeah.
But that's also a different era.
Right.
You can't compare that era to this era, you know. You can't compare that era, you know. This era, you have to be more aggressive. And at that era, I mean, this era, you ain't selling, so they're gonna take your fight if you don't sell either way. And I know, sure in the fuck, he ain't filling up an arena, cause he put everybody to sleep when he fought was that the African dude? No, I forgot his name. You know,
Jeremiah Nakathia.
Yeah, that dude.
Jeremiah Nakathia.
He put. I mean, that was probably one of the most horrible fights in the history of boxing.
He hurt him a couple of times with his left hand, though. It was, you know,
there was like 3 punches around.
2 out of 3 of them were usually hurting the other guy.
It was one of the most horrible fights in the history of boxing. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just give it to Valdez, you know. Even like if it was a competitive fight, you know. So I don't know. I don't really watch Valdez like that. I mean, it was a monster knockout against Alacran, you know. And I remember, and he's a warrior. I mean, he literally fought with his fucking jaw broken.
Against Quigg.
I remember because I went to that fight. It was at StubHub.
It was raining and shit.
Yeah, it was raining.
Yeah.
I fucking got out of there literally before the fight ended. I was like, fuck this rain, you know?
Quigg didn't even make weight for that fight either. He was like 130. And
see? And he fought, like I say, he fought with a broken jaw.
Right.
You know, so it's gonna take a lot to keep Valdez off of Shakur, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'll say Valdez.
Man, thanks so much, Rolly.
I'll say Valdez.
All jokes aside, you give great breakdowns on these fights. Thanks, bro.